G'day guys, welcome to this week's video with an update on Alan's progress. In today's vlog we've got a bit of training footage, and I've also asked Alan to do a bit of vlogging himself, just to talk to you guys, and so then you guys get to know Alan as well and kind of get things from his perspective and his point of view, and not just having to listen to me all the time. But from my side of things this week, Alan is tracking really well. We're actually going to change his training program leading into next week and go back to a push-pull legs program to finish off this gaining phase. So at the moment he's doing a strength slash power and hypertrophy program where he does a strength day at the start of the week for upper and then lower. Then he has one rest day and then goes into hypertrophy for the second half of the week. So hypertrophy upper push, hypertrophy lower body, and then hypertrophy upper pull. So 5 training days. We're going to put him back to 6. Lower the actual volume but increase the intensity, and what I mean by that is we're going to be reducing the amount of reps that he's doing and increasing the percentages that he's lifting. So heavier weights, lower reps, and just overall lower volume. It'll probably end up being kind of similar by the end of the week just because we're adding in another training day. But he responded really well to the push-pull legs previously, so that's why I've got him back on it. But as you can see guys, he's looking jacked. I'm really stoked with how he's looking and how he's training and how much food he's eating. He's eating, a lot of calories at the moment, like pushing nearly 3,500 calories, and still really lean, not putting on much body fat, if any at all. I think he's actually getting a little bit leaner, to be honest. But he's going to chat to you guys in the second half of this vlog, so I hope you're enjoying these types of videos. If you are, make sure you give him a thumbs up and even leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these types of videos, and how I'm getting you to kind of see how Alan does it and take you through Alan's journey. So thanks for tuning into the vlog guys. Enjoy the rest of the video and make sure you hit that subscribe button.
So just smashed out a back biceps and rear shoulder day with Danny. Got through a fair amount of exercises. They were really good. Felt really strong during them. I can definitely feel the pump. It's been pretty intense recently. Tomorrow will be interesting to see how I pull up. But always sort of look forward to feeling just that little bit of soreness every now and again. Also, one of the things is we've upped carbs 20 grams. Now, we're not just adding this into the usual everyday diet. What we're actually doing is utilizing that 20 grams in a workout. This means that I've started getting an incredible pump during these workouts. It's just sort of feeding your body a bit more. You get a bit of a spike in energy. Now, what I'm using is I usually take a BCCA with me, so I mix that in with water. That's what I usually drink. So it's I'll post some information about that as well. And then I add into that at the moment about 20 to 30 grams of honey. Now that gives me the carbs, the extra 21 grams of carbs that I need, without actually adding it into the rest of my diet, and it's been really effective. Energy levels are up, not just during a workout, but also during the day, which is incredible. Felt a bit flat, as I mentioned, probably about a week and a half ago, but it's now actually leveling out again. I felt really strong this week. Been lifting really well. I've been executing all of my programs probably within about 50-minute time frame, which means that I'm basically getting in there, getting it done effectively, which is amazing. Overall feeling so far really good. So I'm looking forward to next week, where I think we're going to up the calories just slightly again, just so that we're putting on as much weight as I can before we go towards that sort of 16-week prep phase, where obviously I'll be gradually shredding, dropping the calories, and then also following the program that we figure out together with Danny. But yeah, at the moment it's really good, feeling really good at the moment. So this is just running through adding that extra 20 grams of carbs to my macros. So we're doing it during a workout. So the option was to, like, halfway through a workout, add the 20 grams through something like some Starbursts or some Jelly Snakes or something like that. So what I've actually done is I've opted for the honey. Usually I just use a Beyond BCAA. It's pretty good. Usually keeps me pretty energized and stuff through my workout. It's fairly full of some good vitamins, sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, all that sort of good stuff. Flavor's not too bad either. So 1 scoop of that to about 1 litre of water. So I just throw it all in here. And now to that, recently been adding 30 grams of honey. So that basically gives me about 22 grams of extra carbs during the workout. Have to admit that you're doing it this way. Really good pump the first time I did it. It's also energy levels, so it's actually worked out really well for me. So we've just finished leg day with Danny. It's a pretty good session. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I probably got about 4 to 5 hours just from the heat, which wasn't great. I was hoping to get a really good night's sleep, then go in and smash a really good session. But felt okay. Interesting to see how I pull up tomorrow and the next day. It usually takes probably a full 24 hours before I start feeling the DOMs. But yeah, it hasn't been too bad. The heat this week has gotten to me a little bit. It's not a huge issue. It's more just like Monday, felt a bit tired, a little bit lethargic, ended up in the gym, and then interesting that probably 10 to 15 minutes into the workout, I was smashing pretty heavy weight. I was doing 120 kilos on decline bench, 5 sets of 5, which usually I don't go over 110 by myself, but it just felt really good, felt nice and strong. So I decided I'd push it, and it worked out. Got a really good pump. Then, because it was strength day, I went into the seated rows. Did a warm up of about 170. Took it to 180, and then just took it straight up to 190. So I was feeling really good, really strong through the whole workout. And then finished that up, and then by the time I got home, felt a little bit tired, but not too bad. A bit more energized. And yeah, it's been a weird sort of couple of days. I think partly because we've adjusted my calories again, so it takes my body probably 2 to 3 days to sort itself out and sort of adjust to the higher amount of calories. So we're sitting on about 3,400. Still working that extra 20 grams of carbs and the extra 20 grams of fat into it, but I'm lifting really well. I think the progress is actually, it's starting to show a bit more, even though I'm not necessarily shredding down. I think the fact that I haven't really put on a huge amount of body fat, but at the same time I am putting on weight, so that's a good sign that it's mostly muscle, which will be fantastic for when we get to that 16-week prep stage. Overall training's still working well, where I'm swapping things up a little bit. So I think Danny wants to go back to more of a push-pull legs routine. Spoke to him today about a bit more shoulder work. Legs are feeling really good. I mean, apart from the fact that I was really tired today, it felt like a good workout. I'm starting to get a nice pump now, which a few months ago when I first started with Danny wasn't really happening. I'd do a leg workout, I'd feel pretty strong. I definitely feel a bit sore after it, but there wasn't that mid-workout pump that you really like to look for and feel. Today, super pumped. We did higher reps rather than higher weight, just because I wasn't feeling super alert and sort of energized. But it was a good workout. That plus Monday, Tuesday, it's feeling pretty good. So I think tomorrow, definitely after a good night's sleep, I'll be ready to smash back into it with a bit heavier weight, which will be perfect. Also, a couple other things that I've noticed is obviously the leg work is really starting to balance my body out. So it's interesting that my back, so I've always had slight lower back problems. I've got a prolapsed disc, which since doing all the deadlifts and lower leg sort of workouts, I've got no issues with. If I do sort of pinch my back or something, it usually fixes itself within about 12 to 24 hours, whereas previously it could take up to a week. That alone is really starting to strengthen my overall sort of body and physique. I'm definitely starting to see some sort of extra details, I guess you could put it. So my abs are still sort of showing, stabilizer muscles I can feel kicking in. My back's just amazing at the moment. It's actually gotten quite wide and quite thick. So the diet, coupled with obviously the different programs and sort of just keeping an eye on things, adjusting little things, working with Danny to sort of get the perfect sort of balance. It's really starting to come around. I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty decent position. We're going to start looking at sort of locking in a competition, and then obviously that way we can count back and get some really decent prep work in. Still looking at building it up a bit more, so I'm sitting at about 87, 88 kilos. Once again, when I started with Danny, I was hovering around the 84, 85 mark, so that sort of shows you how much I've put on in the last, say, 4 to 5 months, without necessarily blowing out with body fat, which we're looking to add a little bit more. It doesn't really matter if it adds in a little bit more, but we want to hit that 90 kilo mark, or around that, before we actually start to prep and shred down. Once again, I was discussing with Danny today that during that process there will be a little bit of building still involved, because we don't really change the workout program, it's all nutrition. So I'm feeling really confident at the moment. Apart from the lack of sleep, I'm in a pretty good spot. I do know now that if we change diet, it's going to take my body a couple of days to adjust, so I may feel a little bit bloated, I may feel a little bit lethargic, but I know why now, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just my body sort of processing the extra calories, and then it sort of kicks into actually being able to utilize it during a workout. Once again, that 30 grams of honey or 20 grams of, say, a carb during the workout, phenomenal results. I'm really happy with it. So there's probably a few more things that we just need to tweak as we go along, but I really do, I feel like I'm in a good spot. So even when I do have those flat days, it's not necessarily mentally flat, it's more just physically sort of dealing with, say, if it's heat or if it's a bit of extra food, or even if I haven't drunk enough water during the day. So I know that now, which is really starting to help and sort of put me in a good position. So that's about it at the moment for the sort of now week and a half sort of update on just how I'm traveling. We'll probably do a bit more sort of coverage on just those extra little bits that sort of count leading up to the point where we go, all right, we're shredding down, we're going to start the 16 weeks and actually decide on a competition. But yeah, feeling pretty good at the moment.